and good evening. Welcome to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul podcast, where I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond. And listen, I am tonight here. I'm going to be talking about healing. I'm going to be talking about being intentional. I'm going to be talking about alignment in your lifestyle. So tonight's topic is going to be sustainable reflection. And I also want to give a shout out to our one of our corporate sponsors, GC and M, which you will see a little bit about him later on in the show. Well, I just want you to know from the past couple of weeks, I anchored in our power retreat. It was fantastic. But this is why I'm talking about sustainable sustainable reflection because I'm still on the high from what all has taken place and what has occurred through that weekend getaway. And again, I want to thank all of my presenters from Dr. Charlene, Wanamana, Dr. Ray Queen, Hay Moore, Sherry Stein, and Rashonda Bolden. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, not just thinking back, but tonight I'm going to be doing a reflecting way how um, sustainable reflection can restore you, right? Because let's be real, I'm very transparent here. You can't pour into others if your cup is running on empty. And I'm telling you from being transparent, that's what has happened with me. You know, I do a lot for people and a lot of in my realm of helping people do different things. I have to be refilled. So that was a refilling for me. So, sustainable reflection, what is that? It's a practice of checking in with yourself. Tell yourself, check in with yourself. Put that down in the chat. Check in with yourself. And it's constantly doing this, not just every now and here when you feel depleted, but it's constantly when you're doing this. Checking in yourself, you're doing it without judgment. You're doing it without the burnout. See, that's what happens. A lot of us get burnt out and it's no pressure. So remember these three things when you're checking in with yourself, you're being intentional, it's without the judgment, because we can be hard on ourselves. Let's be truthful about that. We can be truly, truly hard on ourselves. It's going to be when we're not completely depleted, not with burnout, and without pressure. So here's the topics that it may be asking you. So how are you feeling? Really? I'm going to set that right there for a little bit. How are you feeling really? What is my body trying to tell me? What is my body trying to tell me? Where is my energy flowing and where is it leaking? That goes back to, you can go get my book too called Energy Leaks Identified. In reflection, what does reflection should do? Reflection should restore you, not drain you. Restore you, not drain you. Let me say that again. Restore you and not drain you. And we know this all takes into factor with your mind, your body, and your soul, right? So what can happen in these things, right? And I'm going to break it down. We're going to start with the mind. This mechanism here, a whole lot goes on. Because in your mind, it shapes your reality. Taking time to reflect using your mind on what you're feeling in your mind. Here's the question. Let me move a little closer. Are your thoughts nourishing you or depleting you? This is a lot of questions tonight. Are your thoughts nourishing you or are they depleting you? Those are the questions to ask. Now let's move down to the body. That's our part that keeps us moving. What we do, all of that. Your body speaks before your mouth speaks. Are you honoring rest? Are you honoring hydration? Are you doing movement? If you can go back and look at some of my posts on social media, that's what I've been talking about, moving, getting restorative moving, getting the rest, hydration. It helps in those areas. Now let's go back to the last counter, the soul, right? Your soul is your truth. Somebody write that down in the chat. You may be catching this now, but you might be catching it later. Your soul is your truth. How is reflection? It reconnects to your purpose, your peace, and your power. So those were some heavy questions that I had for you. But before we come to the next, I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. I am Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond, and I am here with the Upfront Mind, Body, Soul. And what we're talking about tonight is called the reflection, having that time to reflect and to reconnect, not being burnt out, not being judgmental with ourselves, and just getting the proper rest and the tools that we know that we need to use, especially as we use the analogy of the cup. You can't keep pouring out if you're depleted. So you got to get yourself refilled. And this is why I do these retreats for myself as well, to get refilled, because I'm constantly pouring out to others. So I would ask you to go grab some pens, because these are some notes, or you can recap, share, like, and share this, because this is just some sustainable reflection, how to make a sustainable reflection. But I'm going to give you an acronym on this one word, reflect. So it's REFLECT. So when we're talking about reflect, right, in the R means what no longer serves you. Release it. Release what no longer serves you. This is building the sustainable. This is building sustainable reflection now. The E is to embrace your present moment. E is to replace the present moment. Oh my. F as in Frank. Forgive. Forgive yourself and others. The L, listen. Listen to that inner voice. Another E, energize your spirit intentionally. Energize your spirit intentionally. C, center your thoughts and your emotions. And the T, transform through awareness. Wow. And as you know, I'm always doing the captions of doing some affirmations. Those are like the go-to things for helping you with sustainable release and reflection. So right now, I want you to say this with me. I release. I embrace. I forgive. I listen, I energize, I center, and I transform. I release, I embrace, I forgive, I listen, I energize, I center, and I transform. Now, let me go a little anchor a little deeper because, again, if you know what the theme was, anchored in her power. But this is just not for females, it can be for you males too. And it's just so prophetic for this time. So, there's a whole acronym that I have for mind, body, and soul. If you all know, that's been my brand for years, and you can't have one without the other. If one of those things are outlined, outside the scope, it can trickle down and mess the other things up. So I'm going to take a quick break because, again, I want you to get this. I really, really want you guys to get this. But before take a quick break, and I want to say again, thank you to our sponsor, GC and Elm, Andre Gibson. So here's his information. Hit him up. Again, welcome back. That is our corporate sponsor, GCM, led by no other than Andre Gibson. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. He is our corporate sponsor for the month. And again, if you feel like you want you to be showcased here at the Upfront Mind, Body, Soul, there's the information that's running down below. If you want to be a blessing to this, because hey, there's so much more in store for here. So again, we want to thank him for GCM for their sponsorship for this month for our episodes. So again, let's anchor back into the mind, body, soul acronym. So here we go. We're talking about the mind. Remember, I gave you the reflections on what the mind, what that does. So the M for in mind means master your mindset. Master your mindset. The I in the mind means intentionally align your thoughts. The end as a Nancy in mind means nourish your mental state. Well, how are you doing? That goes back to that sustainable reflection. The D, declare your truth. Now remember, your mouth speaks your truth, right? So declare your truth. That means speaking things out into existence. I'm going to tell you, just to be transparent, in the transformation that we had over the past weekend, I know I'm not harping on it, but it was just so much stuff, profound things. We spoke some things in the atmosphere. And if you can go back and look at some of the stuff and look at some of the things, how people were transformed. And there was a statement that I made that because I do these retreats, in my next 5 years, I shall, and so it shall be that I will have a place to do this continuously. So speaking those things, speaking my truth, that's the need. That's the need. I'm speaking the truth. So let's move to the body. So remember we talk about that's movement. The body tells us really how we really feel. You know, it tells us before we even know your body, right? The B, breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. The O, observe what your body needs. Meaning, is that rest? Do you need to eat better nutrition? Is that you need the water? Is it that you need to have more movement? Observe the body and see what it needs. The D, dedicate time for rest. There to go, that rest. Dedicate time for rest. Again, Sherry had did the yoga with us, restorative rest at the retreat. And trust me, we do not get the proper rest or deep breathe like we should. And I would say it was amazing, amazing. And the why, yield to healing. Don't break it, yield to it. Yield to your healing. Now we're talking about the soul. We're moving forward to the soul, right? Things can get out of line, but you can be in line if you get in this practice of sustainable reflection, right? So, in the soul, stay connected to your purpose. Now, not to say that things don't come, but it's how you handle it. If you really is spaced in line and getting that sustainable reflection of what's going on, right? The O, be open for your heart to grow. Well, I'm telling you, this is helping me tonight as well. Be open to your heart to grow and for to have heart growth. Man, I'm telling you, this is some reflection back from the weekend. This is reflection all the way back from the weekend. The U is to understand your journey. Understand your journey. And the L means to love yourself fully. Love yourself fully. So we're getting ready to end out here quickly. And the quote of the episode is, your reflection is not about you looking back in regret. It's about realigning forward with intention. So before we leave, I want you to take a moment right now. Ask yourself this question. What do I need to release today? What do I need more of? And if this episode has poured into you, share it with another person who may need it. That's right. And remember that if no one has told you that you are loved, just know that you are loved at the Upfront Mind, Body, Soul podcast. Until next week, I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond, and have a great week on purpose.